We mean to stop it.
How?
The language used is very archaic, but it translates as something akin to a lockbox.
Yo, what up everybody, it's your boy voiceover dub Ghost Boy XO back here again with another video, and we're going to the movies. We're going to AMC. Look, check out the fit, and have not seen Disclosure Day. I've seen Scary Movie, have not seen what is it, Grogu and the Mandalorian, and you know your boy, he is here again, gonna get that Diet Coke Cherry. Because he's addicted to soda right now. I've been trying not to drink, alcohol. I had some on Father's Day, and I did have some on 4th of July. I'll be honest and real with you, but I'm trying to be good, guys. Your boy's on a diet. He's already lost 33 pounds. Oh, Evil Dead Burn, we got to check that out. It's going to be good. Hopefully it's going to be good. That's probably going to be the one on my next watch list. I'll probably be the next review, but hopefully I get to see that soon. And I'm probably not gonna go anytime soon, just because usually on like close to release days it gets busy and packed, and your boy don't like dealing with a lot of people, so we're gonna probably wait on that. But I gonna go watch this movie. It's Lockbox. Hopefully it's good. I have not seen any reviews, but your boy, I needed to go watch a scary movie, you know what I mean? So we here at Ontario Mills AMC, and here I am, all getting all relajado, no seat heaters, but we're gonna do? We're gonna go watch the scary movie. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. Hope you guys like and subscribe. So you guys make sure you holler at your boy, leave a nice comment. Yo, what up everybody, it's your boy Ghost Boy XO back here again with another video, and it's a hot day, guys. Obviously it's a different day. I watched Lockbox the other day, 2 days ago. It was a late showing, a late screening. It was an indie film, so they play those at the very end of the night. Yesterday was extremely busy, and then now I have time right now. It is hot. I'm in my car. You can probably hear it running. I have the AC on. I live in California, and we get like hot days. Even if it's winter. It's summertime right now anyways. So I'm wearing a tank right now. Don't mind my skin rash. If I have a skin rash, I get sun rashes. It's hot. I got rosacea. Red right now. Anyways, welcome back to the channel, guys. Scary movie reviews. And watch Lockbox. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, guys. Leave me a nice comment, please. Anyways, so let's get to it. Lockbox. Never heard of it. Didn't know anything about it. I looked something up, and I guess the story originated from an audio story off a podcast called Knife Point Horror Podcast. So at first it was an audio horror story, and they try to translate it into an actual film. So originally, I guess the original story was called Winthrop. So it's based off one of the characters in the movie. There's Ellen, there's Winthrop. The movie starts off where it was a little weird, because I didn't understand the beginning of it. In the beginning, there's some guy. It looks like he's kind of like in a cage or something, and looks like, I don't know if it was a vehicle or not. I couldn't really tell, but it looked like he was being caged and he was trapped and he was going crazy. I don't know who he was talking to, but then it cuts into like this scary looking kid. But then it cuts into where the main character, Ellen, I really hope I'm saying everybody's names right, because Winthrop killed me, bro. I didn't know how to, I don't even know how to freaking spell that shit, Winthrop. I don't know why they picked like a really hard name to pronounce too, by the way. Winthrop? I thought it was Winthrop. Anyways, it starts off with Ellen's story. She had careers. She eventually retired. She became a caregiver to her mother, who passed away. Moved to I don't know if it's Alabama. I don't know where she is exactly, but she moves to this town. It's not heavily populated. She's retired there. She lives by herself. Then she commits herself to worshiping the Lord, and she wants to help out the local church, and she wants to help fundraise them. And she talks about a yard sale where she wants to, start helping. She wants to start helping the church get money for the things that they need to do, or to keep the church running. So she starts to commit herself to that. She sounds like a good person. Obviously she took care of her mother, and she's trying to help out the church that she lives in, the town that she lives in. She gets a call from a relative, and that her cousin lives with them, and that they don't have room for him anymore. That if she has space for him to maybe live there for a bit before he gets up on his feet. He was in the military. He had an accident, and he's got a summer job, and he's basically trying to get back on his feet, basically. But she was just kind of giving him her heads up, saying, he has some PTSD. He has some, he had some tours in Iraq, so he's been in war. And she gladly accepts him and says, yes, of course he can stay over. Of course I'll give him a place to live. She actually babysat him when he was little, so she cared for him. She took care of him. She adores him. So of course, she's a really good person. Obviously, you could tell she seems like she's a really caring person. So she said gladly. So she goes to pick up her cousin, Winthrop. Winthrop now seems like he's very shut off, distant, because of his tours in Iraq. But it also turns out that he actually had a rough upbringing. He got in a car accident with his parents when he was smaller. His parents passed away in that car accident. He survived, and then he had to go live with his uncle. Turns out that his uncle was an abusive person. He was hurt and abused physically throughout his his young adulthood, and I guess until he eventually went to the military. He is, very, very shut off. He doesn't like, a hug. She wants to hug him, and it's not like he permits it, but he's very quiet. I kind of want to give you a background of the people who they are, but it seems like it's going into a very family, story where this, they're cousins, and she wants to do good on her part because she took care of him before, and she actually feels bad that he had to go live with his uncle because she actually babysat him. If she felt that maybe if they had took her mom had took him in, things would have been different. So now he's living in the house, and he's very odd where she's concerned for him because he stays along in the baths, in the showers, and he takes extremely long time in there where she kind of feels like he might hurt himself. So he's talking to her priest about it at the church, and trying to see if she can help him out. But she's doing her part by helping him out, having a place. And one day what happens is that there's a girl that comes by on her bike. She's riding her bike, and I thought she was a witch. As soon as I saw her, I was like, she looks like bad news. White girl, dreads, odd, stops to have a conversation with Ellen, and then notices Winthrop, and she's eyeing him, and you could tell that she's like interested in him. Winthrop's like, just mowing the lawn, kind of like with a muscle shirt on, just kind of showing off, like, his physique because he was in the military. And she seems interested in him, and she starts talking to Ellen, and she basically invites herself in, says, "Oh, you know what? I have food. I just came from the market. Let me just cook for you guys." So I don't. It was kind of weird, like pushy. Like she invited herself in. She made they made food together and everything. And the girl's name is Vana. Vana is interested in Winthrop, but Winthrop is very shut off. He just doesn't even want to make contact or even conversate with her. And she's kind of like, you know, what's up with you? Like, she's very straightforward. You can just now tell that was the interaction there. She leaves, and the whole time I'm thinking this girl's bad news. But Vana tells Ellen. She says, "Hey, you should watch out with him. He's very odd." She says, "Oh, well, you know, he's had a very traumatic past. You know, he's been in war. He's seen things and everything." She said, "Well, it looks like he wants to fuck me. And he might even want to fuck you." Very straightforward girl. He is very shut off. This girl's very out there. You could tell this girl, she starts opening up to her the following time that she comes by. She comes by again. She invites herself again and brings wine. And then the girls start drinking together. So throughout this whole movie, like, it seems like, you know, Ellen's got it together. Winthrop has issues. He's trying to get back on his feet, you know, from being in the military. This random girl who lives down the street, who has no one to talk to, who's lived there for only a short amount of time, is seeking friends. She comes over again, and she now is drunk and is now making feel them a little more uncomfortable. But she is drunk, and she tells her, "Hey, I'm gonna sleep over. I'm gonna sleep in your bed." So Ellen, I feel like she was just a little gullible. Like, if she could have put her foot down and be like, "No, like, I don't want you to spend your night over here. Like, you could go home. I'll drop you off." Like, she was kind of persistent, but like, she let herself, this girl that she hardly knew, sleep over. And it felt like, to me, it was kind of like it was a red flag already. Like, Winthrop is weird. Winthrop has issues. Like, the dude looked like he wants to kill himself, honestly. Like, he spends his times in the shower, like, literally, like, submerging his whole body underneath the bathtub. Like, he wants to commit suicide. He has an injury. He has a limp, and he has like this giant burn that's on his leg. And the guy's in so much like mental strain. You know, he had an accident. Someone burned him at the military. That's why he had to leave. He had an accident, basically. But to go further, like, you just start seeing Vana. Like, Ellen goes to sleep on the couch. Vana is being hella weird. Like, there's a scene where like she's on the opposite side of the door, and she's staring at the door, and she's like just waiting for her to come in. I really thought if she would have gone in, like, the girl would have probably killed her. Like, that's how crazy it was. I know I'm giving you all the story, but it's going somewhere, okay, guys? So the next day, she goes home, she leaves. Vana goes, they take her home, whatever, or she walks home. I forgot. But Winthrop has this thing where he's sleepwalking. He gets invited to church by Ellen. They go together. Some girl recognizes him, says, "Hey, I saw you outside my house. I was gonna call the cops. I don't know what you're doing outside of my house." That is, she told the priest right in front of her, and Ellen right in front of him, and then Ellen was like, "Did you really?" He said, "I'm gonna wait in the car." Like, the guy's weird. The guy has issues. This isn't the first time that he sleepwalks. He sleepwalks, and one night he sleepwalks, and he goes to Vana's house. And after that, Ellen goes over to her house because Winthrop is now sick. I guess they're going through like a winter or something. Like it's cold. It gets cold in the room, and she wants the heater that Vanna basically borrowed. So she goes over, and by the way, any spoilers all over the place, guys. Spoilers. She finds Vanna dead. So Vanna is now dead. Calls the cops, files a report. Ellen is now the last one to see Vanna alive. But they don't know that Winthrop sleepwalks, and he went over. So eventually, they noticed that Winthrop was there. Winthrop also met Vanna, and then later on, they go through and search the house. I guess they found out there was a red mitten, like an oven mitt, in Winthrop's bedroom. But they also found the exact same opposite side of that mitten at Vanna's house, and it was missing that pair. So that was the pair. So they, put it together and said, okay, well, he's the suspect. The only thing is that they didn't know that Ellen was doing a fundraiser to get items to sell at the yard sale, and Vanna brought items over to his house to say, hey, this is you can sell this stuff at the yard sale. And I guess that one was the thing that was missing a pair. So the mittens were missing a pair. So I don't know how it found its way into his room, but he was in his room and the other pair was over there. So then now there's a trial going on, and Winthrop is going through issues. He's going through like a mental breakdown. He's having problems where he's now in jail at this point because he's the prime suspect, and he's been seeing things. When she goes to visit him, she tells him not to come back, like, leave me here, like I'm thinking thoughts that aren't mine. And she's now thinking he's losing his mind. So it's a very interesting story, I'll be honest with you. Like, the story is very interesting. I do like it. I did think some things were a little weak on the end, like as far as the ending of this movie. Man, I don't know if I want to give it a 3. It might maybe a little less, but it's about a 3 out of 5 stars. I'll be honest with you. But let me get to where I'm gonna go. Winthrop gets out on bail. Basically, he gets out on bail. The lawyer that they have is pretty good. The only thing is that Ellen is having doubts because she finds a piece of Vanna's nail in his bedroom. So now she's thinking maybe he did kill her. But they end up getting him on bail. The trial's still going. They're still trying to get him. But he ends up going to a homeless shelter. So he stays in the homeless shelter. Now seems like he's having more issues. He's losing his voice. He gives her a name. I forgot what it was. Grace Beck. Yeah, it was Grace Beck. He wants her to find this Grace Beck. Winthrop. It's very odd, like the way it shifts. It shifts from he is now at a homeless shelter. He's looking for a person. She tries finding this person for him. Somebody comes looking for him. I thought it was the cops, but I guess he's owed some money that he's some claim or some money that he's entitled to. And the guy leaves this card and said, oh, if you see him, give us a call. And then she tells him he's at a homeless shelter. You should probably go look there. So he leaves. He's not there anymore. Turns out that he's now living. She goes to find him again. She goes to find him, and he's not at the homeless shelter. He's now living under a bridge. And he has a wig. He has fishnets. Like, the guy is, it looks like he's prostituting himself. Because there is a scene where you see him like painting his nails. He's painting his nails. and he says something that Vana says. Like he's talking to himself. So it starts getting very weird. It starts getting very, very weird. But it is getting interesting. Like, what the fuck is happening? What's going on? Calls her, and Grace talks to her about Vana, because she knew who Vana was. Vana, I guess, turns out that her lawyer found out that this whole time they were trying to find out they were trying to build a case around Winthrop to protect him and find out Vana was a bad person, that because they believe that he killed her and maybe she could have done it to herself and frame him. So Vana was actually multiple people. She had other aliases and other names. She went from, you know, city to city, state to state, and she had a criminal record. She did some really, really bad things. Like, I guess she held some Mormon guys, I don't know, but they were boys, I forgot, Mormon dudes captive, and she performed sexual acts on them and had them perform sexual acts on her and on each other. So it looked like she had a really bad criminal record. And then I guess they find out that Vana was, you know, was a student of Grace Beck, a poet student, and I guess they had a relationship. They would do drugs, and then I guess she experienced similar things where I guess she might have done some, you know, crazy things to her too, Vana to Grace. But I guess Vana told Grace a story of her to her. I guess it was a man by a porta potty. This was a very, very... Vana already had, you know, some crazy stories that she told Ellen about her dad being abusive to her. So I guess it wasn't her, but this wasn't her father. This was someone else. That she went to a porta potty, like she was at a, I don't know where she was, but there was a porta potty, and then there was a man behind the porta potty. But this man looked very old, and he looked like a zombie. I'll be honestly, like when in the movie. And then he basically said he had something to give to her. But it doesn't really show you what happens, but what you see is that the little girl Vana is now leaving where the porta potty's at, and the man is now on the floor dead. So she said that she gave her something. She gave her some gift. She basically received the spirit of the old man inside of her. That old man was a demon, or had a demon. So she has now been possessed by some type of evil spirit. So this evil spirit has been living inside of her for a long time, and that's why she's done all those crazy and evil things. I know, at this point I was just like, okay, fuck, what is going on? What's gonna happen? Vana was a vessel to a demon. So now you're thinking, okay, so what happened that night? What happened that night that Winthrop went over? So that night that Winthrop went over, he sleptwalk, and he was going to leave. But what happened is that Vana kept him from leaving. And basically, she transferred the spirit, the demon, into Winthrop's body. When Winthrop received that demon, the real Vana started to wake up from I don't know if she was just completely lost or if she was just dormant in there. I don't know what it was, but she just starts coming to, and then Winthrop, the now possessed one, kills Vana. So yes, technically Winthrop did kill Vana, but only because he was now possessed by a demon. So fast forwarding, going all into this, he is now possessed. Winthrop has been possessed by a demon, and he is now, that's why he is now like, it's cross-dressing, and he is, I guess, prostituting, and he's looking for this Grace Beck, because he's trying to probably use her again, or he wants to kill her. I don't know what it is, but he has some obsession over it, the demon. So Winthrop now, I think so fast forwarding, Winthrop, the demon Winthrop, finds Ellen outside her house, and then he attacks her. So he's trying to kill her, but then what happens is that the guy that was looking for him, that said he had money, pulls up in a white van with other people, and they take Winthrop to a house. So this whole time they were looking for him for some reason, okay? Fast forward. So the people that were looking for him were priests or people that knew that there was a demon. So they were the people that was in the first scene. So he's actually the guy that was in a cage. He was in a van. He was possessed. They have this boy, this child, that locks up demons. That's why it's called Lockbox. The child is a lockbox. He is able to receive a demon from a possessed person and lock it in him, and it can no longer leave. So they explained that to her, that Winthrop has a demon inside him, and we need to get that demon inside this child. That way it's no longer able to possess any other humans and endanger anybody else. So that was the whole point of the movie, or the whole plot. It changed to that there are these like demon hunters, and they are able to have this child receive the possessed demon or spirit inside him, and that is no longer able to leave. So this kid has several demons inside him, and the whole point is that they need to do some type of exercise or ritual to have this demon transfer into him, because Winthrop is in danger, just because it could pass on to another person too. So that's where it goes. The ending, I'll spoil it right now, but so Ellen is very concerned because she asked them about how many people have been saved and how many people have died. People have died in the process, the demon leaving the person's body, and she doesn't want anything to happen to Winthrop because obviously they're family. She's a caring person, but she interferes and the demon goes inside of her, basically. So this is why I hate certain movies, because it's like, real life situations, we don't want it to happen to us, and you should just let it happen. Like, let whatever's going on, like, she interfered and then this demon went inside of her. She basically almost died. This demon went inside her, and she basically almost lost her mind. She started to see her mom. The demon was corrupting her mind, and the boy ended up saving her. But I thought it was very interesting. I thought the movie was very unique, and I just thought that it just was very dragging. It took a long time. It did have its phases where it was just like a family story, and then into a weird story with the girl being very shady, and turns into this whole paranormal investigation kind of ritual thing. But overall, the story was great, where it was like there's this demon inside of a girl. She is now possessing someone else, and you need to get this demon out. So I give it barely a 3, because I want to say 2.5, but because I don't know if I really want to watch this movie again. I think I would watch it again just to soak it in again, just because I feel like, man, it was a late showing. I got tired off this movie, man. Like, somebody was sleeping in this movie. Like,
someone fell asleep in this movie and was snoring. I was just like, bro, come on, man. Like, if you know it's a late movie, don't come out. And then the people next to me, I don't know if they were making out or whatever it was, but like, or for a while they were making out, but I didn't see no heads for a while. Like, I don't know what they were doing. And then like, I don't know if the girl was just eating loud, but the girl was like, dude, like that shit. Come on, guys, don't do that shit. I was trying to enjoy the movie, but most of the time I was like, dude, it's late. These people are all fucking going to sleep and making out or doing some weird shit. But anyways, I give it a 2.5 or a 3 out of 5. So thank you guys again for tuning in. This was Lockbox review. I'm gonna go see if Evil Dead Burn. I'm gonna go watch that. So anyways, you guys have a good one. Like, subscribe, watch the other videos, watch the shorts, go on my TikTok, check out the Instagram. Peace.